Tonight is a lady who is courageous, say courageous, competent, capable, compassionate, experienced, knowledgeable, intelligent, in Spanish man, inteligente, mucho amor. She loves you a lot. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to present to you my dear sister. Her name is Mrs. Lorna Smith. Lorna, the Reverend Smith. Please welcome Lorna at the time. Come on, Lorna. Let people know who you are.
The large group here and I am also soaking up like a sponge that feeling of love from the people from here and people who are everywhere within the range of my voice. Good evening. Good evening again. It is an honor and a privilege to stand before you on this beautiful and pivotal evening as an at-large candidate under the banner of the National Democratic Party. The 24th of April is the most election, and I'm not saying perhaps, it is the most important election of our lifetime. Not just because of what happened over the last 24 months, but because of the very poor condition in which our beloved country finds itself. We have become, as a result, so disillusioned, cynical. But this is our chance for change. We need the hope that a new, engaged, supportive government led by the National Democratic Party will bring. Ladies and gentlemen, we are entitled to be happy. We are entitled to walk our streets with a sense of safety and security, whether it's night or day. That's what the BVI used to be. Ladies and gentlemen, you have shared with me in very clear terms the many areas you want fixed to turn this country around. The ones that I will speak to tonight are just four. Our high cost of living, our crumbling infrastructure that you've heard about, making our healthcare system more responsive to our needs, and a sustainable future for our young men and women. So my address reflects your priorities and not simply what I or indeed the NDP government or an NDP government thinks are the priorities. They are your priorities. We must tackle the cost of living crisis fast and direct our people from Anegada to Just Van Dyke, direct help to them. Yes, much of the problem is externally driven, but we must find ways to cope here in the BVI. As a woman who never lets grass grow under her feet, I am already on the case. Shipping costs and port fees reduction, together with customs duty exemption on basic goods, must all come within that frame. The cost of shipping to the USBI, which as you know is less than a mile away at the nearest point, is a fraction of what it costs to get to the BVI in terms of shipping. The National Democratic Party has the necessary experience and skills to negotiate prices with those shipping companies and to develop and implement policies that will bring immediate relief to our people. The cost of electricity, another significant factor in the high cost of living, must also be reduced through the incorporation of effective renewable energy. Now, we know all about the millions wasted by this outgoing government, and they will be outgoing. And you know what? What's bad about that? Some of our people still cannot put food on their tables. Shame on you, VIP. That must end now on the 25th of April. 25th. Oh, the day after. I know what I'm saying. Is fast moving, so I have to speed up. Our crumbling infrastructure has become a source of grave discomfort and embarrassment to residents and visitors alike. The appearance of a derelict country is bad for business, bad for tourism, bad for property prices, and bad for our ability to stand proud as BVI landlords. So we must begin by cleaning up Tortola, especially from east to west. And it will not cost us a fortune to clean it up. What we also have to commit to is to keeping it clean. Ladies and gentlemen, our people have made tremendous sacrifices over the years to make the kinds of investments they have. Government has an obligation to protect both these investments and people by keeping our country clean. Equally, your government has an obligation to provide its people with properly engineered and constructed roads. And I'm not talking like Mark used to say about the patch and go type of roads. I'm talking about proper roads, properly engineered. We need running water territory-wide. We need sanitation that includes proper sewage treatment. And we need affordable and working telecommunications. This is basic 21st century needs. It's nothing unusual. It's what we deserve as a country and what we will get under a National Democratic Party. Now, this is not pie in the sky. I know we have to negotiate for these things. They will cost. But we have the ability, this team here has the ability, together with me, to negotiate, sit across from the table, to negotiate for those loans. And we know there will be guarantees, but we can negotiate. Our next step after that must be to start rebuilding and restoring our country's amenities. A clean BVI with a solid infrastructure must be our legacy to our young people. As Soliel said earlier, our youth are not only our next. They are our now generation. Yes, we cannot fail them. Education is critical to their development, including mentorship and career guidance. They need access to finance to meet their entrepreneurial ambitions. Most importantly, we must empower them to become the men and women who will take this country forward. And Aaron, I expected you to speak about that horse racing thing. Seacoast Bay, you know how we like to dress up and go down for horse racing at least 4 times a year? We need to get that fixed, and an NDP administration will negotiate and get it fixed. So we could get that down there and get the horse racing going again. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the elephant in the room, it's not the one that was spoken about by Alan. The one for me is crime. It's an increasing, it looks to me like an increase in organized crime. And sadly, not only the young people, but some families get lured in. It's very sad. I say to you, gang violence and gun deaths must end, while we also ensure our beautiful country does not become a garage for the global drug trade. And NDP government commits to working with the governor and the UK and ourselves, because we have to cooperate as well to stamp out this plague in our territory. We must also reach out to those young people, because a strong and resilient community will resist such temptations. Fixing our healthcare was another area that you said to me that you want to hear about. As Honorable, I think it was Honorable Marlon said, he spoke about the Virgin Gorda, the nurse Iris O'Neill Clinic. There were great expectations that we would seriously improve healthcare on Virgin Gorda. But now that it has opened, it is nearly a shell. It is little more than a shell in terms of what it can offer to the people of Virgin Gorda. One Virgin Gorda resident, and I know you Virgin Gordians are here very proud to be from Virgin Gorda, asked me, why can't our children be born on Virgin Gorda at the Nurse Iris O'Neill Clinic? And why is it that Tortola is just 30 minutes away and there are not more specialized services on Virgin Gorda? And let's not talk about those emergencies where people have to cross the seas to come over here. Let's get that Nurse Iris O'Neill Clinic up and running to full capacity, and an NDP administration will do it. Will do it. Now, I am not a healthcare professional, but we all know that the NHI program, it needs to be reviewed to work better for all the people. I promise that an NDP government, if elected, this will be reviewed. Well, it will be reviewed, thank you. We'll start in short order. Finally, April 25th indeed. You know how those votes could take a long time sometimes. Finally, in financial services, there has suddenly been comments this past week about the need for financial services to contribute more. Now, I don't know whether they were talking about higher fees to be introduced or more programs or what. I will say this. An industry that contributes more than 60% of the money that the government spends requires more attention from the administration. It is time for there to be a ministry with specific responsibility for financial services. And an NDP administration should establish this, Mr. Chairman. I'm not just saying a ministry for that, I'm saying it should be specific responsibility. Good. Ladies and accountability, thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, bringing it right down there, Chair, MC. Ladies and gentlemen, let's not fool ourselves. As your representatives, once elected, we cannot serve you effectively without the support of a world-class public service. One that is properly trained and whose performance is merit-based. An NDP government will re-establish the training department headed by a competent Virgin Islander with the best support team available to support our public servants. People of the Virgin Islands, there is much for us as a party to do. An NDP government must be for everyone. No district can be left behind. A government that will take the lead in revitalizing our economy, reducing red tape that's been spoken about, empowering companies to attract more jobs and investment and creating growth. A government that will secure a bright and sustainable future for all young people. Now is the time for strong, focused leadership. A time to reclaim our national pride. Now is the time for change. Now, a temporary solution, a mere band-aid, was found with the establishment of the unity government last May. But come the 24th of May, the ball will be squarely in you, the voters' court. We must put aside personal differences and vote for the best team that will have us standing tall and proud as a nation. Who is this team? The NDP. If elected, I pledge, when elected, I don't want to be presumptuous. When elected, I pledge my term to be one of action. I humbly ask that on the 24th of April, you vote for me, Lorna Smith, an at-large candidate with the National Democratic Party, so that I may work for you and work with the NDP for the betterment of these beautiful Virgin Islands.